Hello, everyone. Welcome to All Things Serious. Just waiting for people to get in so we can get the show on the road. This weather's horrible outside. Horrible. It's pouring down rain on this Sunday. See if we can get more people inside. What's going on, everybody? How we doing today? Can you hear me clear? Just waiting for people to start jumping in. I got a guest coming on today, 6. Just waiting for them to jump in. Hello, Elizabeth. How you doing? I'm waiting for Ernest. Waiting for him to pop in. What's the weather like where you're at, Elizabeth? What's going on, everybody? I see people jumping in. What's going on, brother? How you doing, Mike? I know you're going through a lot. We got you. Everybody here in this community is caring. Alibi. Just waiting for more people to jump in. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining. It's raining cats and dogs outside where I'm at. Weather's horrible. I need people like I'm trying to quit vaping and it's difficult. I quit smoking cigarettes. Now I just got a problem with vaping and I'm trying to quit that too. It's sunny and 65. That must be nice. It's rainy and warm outside. Get a better camera, I can show you. I'm just waiting for my guest to pop in so we can start our conversation and get this show on the road. Because we have a subject to talk about. Marina, how we doing today? All right. Now I gotta figure out with this Soulshine. Did you? So, all right. Let me find out where this young man is. Okay. I have a guest that's supposed to be coming up, and we're supposed to talk about anxiety. You're in chat, Soulshine. I see you. YouTube must be acting up. I don't understand it. Fried chicken? I'm coming over for dinner. Oh, I had that happen to me when I was in Bridge chat. It would say retry, retry. It was driving me crazy. I love me some Southern fried chicken. I'm just waiting for. I hope he comes through. I hope he comes through. I haven't heard from him yet. He knows it was supposed to be today at 6. So I hope everything's good with him. Supposed to be talking about anxiety because we have different levels of anxiety. You know, there's different types of depression. I haven't touched on every factor of depression or mental health. Um, I think I'm going to change. I'm going to start doing YouTube Shorts. I'm going to start doing that eventually. After I get moved and get situated, I'm going to start talking about doing YouTube Shorts. Would you like to come up, Elizabeth, and talk about it? I'll drop the link. You can come up on panel. Anybody want to come up and talk? I like bringing it up on panel and having conversations. Who else is in the house? Megan L. How we doing, beautiful? Oh my word. It's been sitting in buttermilk, garlic, buffalo sauce for like 5 hours now. So that's gonna be nice. Especially when you toss it in the flour and then deep fry it. All right. I gotta turn my notifications off. Yep. Gotta turn my notifications off. Okay. So you know when you're doing something and you think you're doing it right and you want to give up because something in your mind is saying, "Oh, it's not worth it. It's not worth it." Like I don't know what I'm explaining. It's hard to explain. All right, so you have a passion. I have a couple of passions, right? I like working on vehicles. I like music. I like people. But when you have a passion and you can't do it no more and you want to keep doing it, but you can't, you can't do it no more and it drives you crazy. So it gets in your mind where you want to give up on other passions. You know how that is? Like, all right, I can't do what I like doing here, but if I can't do this, then why do I do this? Does that make any sense? Or is it just how my brain operates? So, right next to me, right? So, this is how much of a tool man I am, all right? So, when people call me up and ask me if I can turn wrenches, right? Okay, this is what I do. See this tool bag right here? I like turning wrenches. I like sockets. I like turning wrenches. I keep I keep my tools next to me. You never know when you need them. Yes, I I am a grease monkey. I like getting underneath cars and turning wrenches. You're supposed to wear safety glasses when you turn wrenches. I have now because of my eyes. I wear safety glasses now, but back in the day, I'd get grease all like oil in my face, radiator fluid in my face, and not care. Yeah, Mike. I got tools right next to me. When I leave my house, they come with me because you never know if you break down on the side of the road and you ain't got nothing to fix what you need to fix. You're screwed, glued, and tattooed. It's better to have your tools with you at all times because you never know. It's like driving a car without a jack. You get a flat tire, how you going to jack your car up and replace it? What I don't understand is cars today have no spare tires. None. And that drives me wild. I'm like, if I got a pickup truck, I might have two spare tires. It's like, what's the point just having one spare tire? I'd rather have two because if I get a flat on the passenger side and I go to put the fresh rim and tire on it, I'm gonna have new tread on one side and not the other. So I'm gonna jack them up and put them one on each side, and then go and replace both tires. It's just common sense to me. Yeah, I don't like donuts. I don't like donuts in the back of my vehicle. Nope, nope, no donuts for me. I don't even I don't even eat donuts anymore. I used to. Boston cream pie, French crullers. Those were my favorite donuts. So who wants to come up on panel? I'm gonna drop the link, see if anybody wants to come up. Looking for somebody to come up and just conversate and hang out. All right, I'll pull up. Hold on. All right, give me just a second. I'm gonna do a screen share so I can okay. So different types of anxiety disorders. All right, give me just a second. I gotta move this over here so I can actually read it. Okay, so you got agoraphobia. Can you guys see what that says, or do you want me to read it to you? So, agoraphobia is a type of anxiety disorder in which you fear and often avoid places or situations that might cause you to panic or make you feel trapped. So, there's a lot of people that don't know anxiety. This is the reason why I like wanted to do videos on breaking down, different disabilities and their definitions. And I can relate to some, I can't relate to all. So this is from the Mayo Clinic. The Mayo Clinic shares this. Okay, and then you have medical conditions like when you have physical health problems. Okay, you can have anxiety from physical health. And then you got generalized anxiety disorder, includes persistent and excessive anxiety and worry about activities or events, even ordinary routine issues. The worry is out of proportion to the actual circumstances. Is it difficult to control and affect how you feel physically? It often occurs along with other anxiety disorders or depression. Okay, so panic disorder involves repeated episodes of sudden feelings of intense anxiety and fear or terror that reach a peak within minutes. Panic attacks. So a panic attack makes you feel like you're having a heart attack in some cases. You may have a feeling of impending doom, shortness of breath, chest pain, or a rapid fluttering or pounding heartbeat. Heart palpit, palpit, I can't pronounce that word. Palpitations. No, palpitations. Yes. These panic attacks may lead to worrying about them happening again or avoiding situations in which they've occurred. Oh, so you have so when a child goes mute, like okay, I didn't know this was part of anxiety. This is interesting. Okay, so in a consistent failure of children to speak in certain situations, such as school, even when they can speak in other situations, such as at home with close family members. This can interfere with school, work, and social functions. Okay. All right. I see that, Megan L. All right, hold on. I got somebody coming up.
Hey, it's Marina. I don't know if you guys can hear me very well. I can change
I
the
can hear
settings.
you.
Okay, cool. All right.
So, separation anxiety disorder, okay, is it's usually from childhood. It's when you have an issue with being away from your mother or your father. Okay, that's anxiety disorder. So, like, if you drop your kid off at daycare or school and the parent goes to leave, the child doesn't want the parent to leave. That's separation anxiety disorder. But it's also on the child's development level too. So I used to
This is
have,
it's not
uh,
sorry, I was just no, go on. I'll go after you.
so I used to have this anxiety, social anxiety. Okay. So when you'd be in a public place and you're worried about people viewing you negatively or being judged on your appearance, that's what you're self-conscious. You know, if you have a low self-esteem, you'd be worried about people judging you in public on what you look like and how you talk or how you represent yourself, embarrassed, or fear. Fear is one of them, that everybody's out to get you. That's social anxiety. They also call it a social phobia.
Oh, so I was just gonna say, when it comes to social anxiety, a lot of dogs have that.
Oh, they do. They
Yeah,
do.
and then like you can't leave them. A lot of them have to be crated or just like
Yeah.
tear up the house. I mean, it's complete. Like it's like the best. Like I hear social anxiety, I think of dogs. My dog is good, but I mean, I can't leave him at a dog daycare because he cost me $300 last time ripping it up, and he's like almost 14, so he just doesn't like to be left. And even when I leave the house, he has to sleep like with a slipper of mine. It's like really ridiculous. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all.
And then you have what they call substance induced anxiety disorder. Oh, Ernest is here. Okay. So this is the master of anxiety. He's going to come up and talk anxiety with us. Okay. Let me get the link.
Do you want me to drop down or
Yeah, yeah. And then you can come up afterwards.
okay, sounds good.
All right. Ernest, I dropped the link. Let's go. All right, give me just a second to pull you up. Ernest, brother, how you doing?
How's it going, Eddie? Eddie.
Yes. So
Yeah, I'm just
we,
getting
we
in. I'm
got
just getting in from church service.
I heard. I understand. I understand. And we'll have a conversation after stream about other things we talked about
Mhm.
in Messenger.
Right.
I got ideas that might help you. Um,
Okay.
because I'm gonna start doing the same ideas um for my channel also. But
All
no,
right.
I was talking about anxiety,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna drop your channel link
Yeah.
in my chat so people can come to your channel and subscribe. For those of you in my community that doesn't know, Ernest has his own YouTube channel where he talks about true crime. Some of you might know that. Some of you might not know that. He's really good at what he does. He has a passion for it. I'll tell you that.
I
That's
really appreciate it.
so.
Appreciate it.
When's your next
Shout out
scheduled
to
live?
everyone. Right now, it's set for Wednesday, but I may start a bit earlier because I have I might do a pre-recorded missing persons case. I just got the information just yesterday. I just got to put the audio to it.
Okay, all right. So we were talking about anxiety.
Yeah, I personally am diagnosed with generalized anxiety. Believe it or not, I tend to get myself carried away over certain things that I can't control. And when I get to that point, I'm not me. In
Yep.
fact, there are times I'm scared of the person I am when I'm that anxious. Now, keep in mind, this is the same guy that reads on a constant basis and teach on a constant basis. Be anxious for nothing. So,
This is what
how am I?
generalized anxiety disorder. You'll be read the definition to the community. So when you talk
Go ahead.
about it, they can understand what you're talking about. So
Hmm.
generalized anxiety disorder includes persistent and excessive anxiety, and don't worry about activities or events, even ordinary routine issues. The worry is out of proportion to the actual circumstance. It's difficult to control and affects how you feel physically. It often occurs along with other anxiety disorders or depression.
Yep, that sounds like me in a nutshell. Um,
So you
in
you, you
fact,
must be you must be struggling with other things than just anxiety and probably don't
I
realize it.
very well, I very well could be. I I mean,
Do you have any
one
triggers?
thing. The only thing I can count as a trigger is anything that and is what we call Murphy's law. Anything that can go wrong will. And if it goes wrong and I can't control it, I'm pretty much I pretty much lose it.
I used to be the same way, Ernest. I used to be the same way
Hmm.
until I one day I woke up and I said, I need to just walk away from everything. If because I used to get to that point too, where I want to be able to control everything, and I can't. If I know something's going wrong and I have no control over it, I just have to let it go. You know, you can only control what you do. It's hard to
Mhm.
it's hard to control things outside of what you can control. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it. I get it.
explain it. Explain
As
it.
much as I try to, I keep telling myself that at times sometimes it turns right back on me, and I'm right back at that place again. And it's a tough road to walk.
So my Mike commented. He says, I get the nerve to go talk to someone to get the help I need. Nervous to the point of being nauseous. So, Ernest, what would you say to that?
I would say, even even with all those nerves, you to the point of being nauseous. Help is just a one line away. Whether you call, you go there yourself. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. But the one thing you don't want to do, and I'm preaching to myself on this one. The one thing you don't want to do is be prideful when help is out there and you're not the one. You don't ask for it.
I struggled with
It's
that
just
for a long, yeah. I struggled with that for a long time, right, Ernest? And
mm-hmm.
I'm 42 years old, but it took until I was 30. I was 30 when I realized I really needed help. You know, I was denying it for the longest time. People were telling me, "Oh, you need to get help. You need to get help," and I'm like, "No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm perfectly fine while I'm, hitting this big bottle of liquor. I'm like, I'm fine. Take a shot or a mixed drink or drink something. You know what I'm saying? That was, diluting my brain. And yeah, I was sober one day. It was a Sunday, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go get help, or like I told people, I'm gonna drive off this bridge.
Mm.
That was 12 years ago, and I'm still here today. So I agree. The right medication is not the enemy either. The right medication, okay. If they give you the wrong medication for your depression or
That's
whatever
a
you're
problem.
struggling with, that can be an enemy too.
Let's see. Soul Shine for Jesus Christ says you don't want anyone to know something is wrong that you can't control. Oh, admitting it is embarrassing. It can be, but if you don't, then you're keeping it bottled up inside, um and to the point you're gonna explode, and you're gonna explode on the wrong person, and you may end up losing that person. That's the one thing. That's one thing you don't want to do. You have relationships, and you have a support system. I'm preaching to myself. Don't be scared to talk to somebody. Don't be scared to tell somebody I've got a problem. I need your help. I need somebody to talk me down so I can try to solve this problem. I may need some help in that area also. But the last thing I want to do is I don't want to end up exploding on the wrong person, because that's a relationship gone, and those
Yep,
relationships, as strong as they may be, one explosion, it's going to be hard as all get out to get back.
yep. Jennifer, how we doing?
Hmm.
Been dealing with my flooded duck pen. Hope everything is doing well. Hope everyone is having a good Sunday.
Thanks, Jennifer. It's good to hear from you.
So I was because I struggle with anxiety myself, and it's the same with what you struggle with, not being able to control things when they go south, especially when you don't have control of them.
Mm-mm.
Like when you make plans and plans don't fall through like you expect them to, and that kicks your anxiety in. You know, like you had a plan to do this, and when it comes time, something happens and it prevents you from being able to do that. That your anxiety kicks in. You're like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What can I do? Like, it's certain things like, oh, when your car breaks down and you have no control over it, right? And it's just, it's a bunch of things that around us what we wish we could control, we can't control.
Right.
So, so,
Right.
so many things.
Also, in my case, also there's one other thing. I spent years since right around Mother's Day of 2000 crying over the loss of my mom. Now, okay, sure, that I have no control over, and I'm fine. That's the one thing I'm fine with because I can't give life and I can't take it away. That I know. But every time Mother's Day comes around, I'm boo-hoo-hooing. I've done that up until this year. I had I was all set. I've I do my yearly routine. I will play Boys to Men's A Song for Mama every Mother's Day. And at at the song's end, normally I'm boo-hoo-hooing over the fact that she's no longer with me. But that year, I shed like a couple of tears with a smile on my face because of the woman who raised me, the woman who saved my life, the woman who kept me from a situation like the Ruby Frankie family, which I'll probably talk about on Brittany's channel later. And I'm just grateful. So that's one thing I was able to get over as far as that part of my anxiety goes. Because I'll tell everybody I come in front of when it came down to me losing my mother, I'm like a ship without a rudder.
Yes.
I was all out of control.
So I want to just shout out to Sweet and Sleuthy. She just jumped in. So I just wanted to say hi to
Good,
her real quick.
good to see
So
her.
with me, the two things I talk about that makes me upset and emotional is when I talk about my grandmother and my daughter. Okay,
Oh,
because I lost both of those,
so
and I
sorry.
never had a chance to mourn over my daughter. So April 13th is when she passed away, and that's when I usually go to the lake or to the water and I cry, and talk to her. So when things go south, plans fall through. The anxiety is what makes me freeze. My
Mhm.
mind is on the edge of breaking, and one wrong move, I feel I will be the last move. Makes sense.
Oh,
So it's total sense. Yes, that's the reason why talking to people that have, that can understand you also helps you. You know what I'm saying? Talking through it and working through it actually helps, you know, and, everybody in this community that is watching right now understands what you're going through, Mike. They have been there and done that, and they will pray for you at the same time. So,
mhm. I'm looking at Soulshine's comment. She says she's taking care of her mama now. She's watching her go down day by day. God help me if and when I lose her and my dad. I don't know what I will do. Now, Soulshine, the spiritual part of me will easily say, absent with the body, present with the Lord. But at the same time, you're that's your mom and your dad. You won't know what to do. One, two. Just when you think you're prepared, no one's prepared. I mean,
Nope.
mom, dad, nobody's prepared for that.
Nope. Nope. I'm a mama's boy. My mama lives with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
She just turned 76.
God bless her.
Okay. She is the reason why I'm probably she's probably the reason why I went to the hospital and got help 12 years ago. She's the reason why. You know, I got a younger brother and I got an older sister. You know what I'm saying? But I am the responsible one. Well, not really. Why am I lying to myself? I didn't start being responsible until several years ago. Like I didn't know how to save $1. I didn't know how to pay my own bills. I was horrible, horrible. I would put myself in debt every month. You know, I owe $400 every month in debt. And I finally just learned how to be in the positive instead of the negative. You know, being a grown man, 42 years old, and it's just the past couple of years I've been, being able to save money and buy things that I need, like, paying my bills instead of depending on other people to help me pay my bills. I struggled. I struggled, and I think a lot of us here have struggled, growing up, becoming an adult, being a man. I was a kid. I was a man at 9 years old. I didn't know what a kid was like. So when I sobered up and quit drinking, I started acting like a kid again because I didn't know what childhood was.
Mm-hmm.
I played football one season and that was the last season. I played. I didn't have a chance at life. You know what I'm saying? I had to help take care of my mom and help, take care of my brother. And well, Mike, you're in this community now, so you have friends in this community.
Yeah.
So there's an app I want you to download, Mike, on your phone. It's called Discord. All right, look for this app, Discord. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
people within my community. Okay, you could go in there and post things, and people will respond. They'll read it and they'll respond.
Yeah.
Okay, once you have that, I'm gonna get Ernest to join my Discord. You have Discord, Ernest?
I have
Huh?
Discord, but I'm also trying to figure out how to set up for one myself on the true crime end.
It's not too hard once you get the Discord going.
Mm-hmm.
You have to create the platform first, your own community.
Right.
Once you get in there and you create your own community, it took me a minute to figure it out.
Once I get it set up and start throwing invites out, be it, I might. No, I'm thinking about it. I might split this up on two ends. I'll one end would be true crime, the other end would be like mental health, shooting the breeze, all that good stuff.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
Sweet and Sloopy puts up her Discord, I'm guessing.
No, that's my Discord.
Oh.
So I went into Discord, right? And the thing is every time I edit invite link, it changes it back to expiring every 10 days, every 7 days. Okay. And it's really driving me bonkers. Okay. Or crazy. Okay. So, all right. So now let me go to the invite people. All right. So, Sweet and Sleuthy, since you're a mod, I'm going to give you on Discord, I'm going to give you an ability to do something for me. Correct. But back to anxiety and depression, man. Okay. I get distracted very easy. You'll learn about that. Okay. We'll be up here having a conversation and I get distracted super easy. Okay.
Just drift off the rabbit hole.
Yeah, because it's my depression. It's part of how my brain operates. I think I have ADHD, but I have ADD. I don't have the hyperactive because if I did, I'd be skinny. Okay. But I have ADD, I think. Yeah, I have ADD, I think. I have Patreon too. So that's not a mental illness, but. But.
Oh my gosh.
I did. I changed it to never expire, and it keeps expiring. I don't know what happens. So I don't know what happens. I'll figure it out. But see, Sweet and Sleuthy, you're hyper. You're on the go, go, go. I'm in the bed, bed, bed. See, humor is good for your soul. Okay. So being able to take a serious situation and make a joke out of it, okay, makes it, because I'm serious. Like my depression sometimes, this is the reason why I started this channel. All things serious. This is the reason why I talk about mental health.
I remember this last night we were watching coverage of the guy that had escaped from prison in Pennsylvania. Somebody made some little crack, and I said directly in chat to this person, "Why do you have me laughing out loud like this when this is a super serious situation?"
Oh, when he talked about Bigfoot?
No, not Bigfoot. Not Bigfoot. I mean, the guy they're looking for is only 5 feet tall, a $120 easy, but he gets around so swift. They may have had him in a 1 square mile radius, yet law enforcement still can't catch him. Last I heard this morning, he stole a white van and still evaded law enforcement.
That's why I don't understand why they don't send in the military. Military's got more than the rest of the country when it comes to technology and advancements.
Yeah, but like I said in the chat yesterday, this guy is desperate. If they can catch him and catch him alive, great. But I'm starting to believe that's not going to happen. Because of his desperation, I believe he's going to be unalive by the time they get a hold of him.
Yeah, I would put out a thing out, mass text message to everybody in that community. I would say, I would say, If he approaches your property, do what you got to do by all means.
There you go.
It's exactly what I would say.
Protect
I wouldn't
yourself
go
at
any
all.
further. Pew pew at all means.
Protect yourself at all times.
Yep. Stand your ground.
Mhm. Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Yeah. So
I know I
Mike
I know I made
posted.
mention of what he said.
Go
He
ahead,
says he's not
Ernest.
sure what he has. He says he's not sure what he has: PTSD, and depression and anxiety. He has not been diagnosed yet either. It could be any one of those things.
I did
I
tell him
was I
because
was
I had a phone conversation with him, Ernest, a really long one.
mhm.
And we were, I care about this dude, the well-being of this dude. You know what I'm saying? Mike is he's like me. You know what I'm saying? For the longest time, I had no friends. I had nobody. I distanced myself even from my family. Like I had nothing. I didn't care about
Well,
anything. I didn't even care about me at some point. I lived, but I didn't care. And
I I'm gonna admit this to, at one point. I've admit this to in public, or anybody I ran into contact from, and I was transparent then. I'm gonna be a little transparent now. In my junior high school or middle school days, whatever you want to call it, I was bullied to the point where I actually thought, hear me well, I actually thought about unaliving myself. Now, if there's anybody within the sound of my voice ever had those type of thoughts, I'm gonna tell you there's a right way and a wrong way to go for somebody to go about this. I had a teacher. I had a teacher. She showed me the right way to confront somebody with those kind of thoughts. She took me aside. She talked with me. She told me that I had so much to live for, and she literally talked me down off of that ledge, off of that, off of those thoughts of taking myself out before I even had a chance to do anything. That was the right way.
yep.
Then there's my mom's way. My mom's way was scaring the bejesus out of me to make sure I wouldn't do it. Don't get me wrong, I love my mom, but if I were- but if she was here with me today, they 47 years of age, I would look her in the face and say, "Mom, I love you, but that was the wrong way to go about that."
So I have a question, Ernest. Honest
Sure,
question.
sure,
Okay. I grew up in the projects, right?
right?
This complexion you see on that camera was the only complexion you saw in those projects. My complexion. I was the only white dude in my neighborhood. Okay. And it was tough being my skin complexion in the projects. Very tough. I had to earn my stripes, and it was very hard earning my stripes. Very hard. Because I used to get bullied. I used to get
Hmm.
picked on. I used to get called every name in the book. They used to talk about my mama, because you know how it is back then, mama jokes. And
Oh
you
God,
never talked about somebody's mama. Back in the 90s and 80s, you didn't talk about people's mama.
that's a fight starter.
Yes, but my problem was is whenever somebody talked about my mama, and I go to fight one person, I'm fighting 15. Do you know how that works out? Not in the best interest for me.
Nope.
It was hard growing up, you know. And then I moved to New Hampshire, and I'm like, Jesus, I wish I was back in the projects. I wish I was back in the project. And you know what's crazy is when I go home.
Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I actually had that happen to me once. It was a Mother's Day. I was living in New York at the time. I'm just going right around the corner to a store, get my mom and her friend a couple things to drink on, a couple things for me and a few other kids to snack on. I had a guy just laying it into me that this, and then he pulled the trigger. Your mama, blah 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 blah. I said not one word. I just finished getting everything I had to get. I went home, dropped everything off, gave my mom her change. I went back out, sought the guy out, and it took my version of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard to pull me off the guy. Calling my mom out of her name, I would not accept that, living or dead.
Yep. So, if you don't mind, what is your ethnic background? And there's a reason why I'm asking this question, because I have another question to ask you afterwards.
Eddie, I'm gonna do you one better. Watch your screen.
Yes.
How you
What's
doing?
going on, brother? All right. So now I can ask you this question, because I have a friend of mine named Xavier, okay, which he's like my best friend, and he's the same complexion, right? And I try to get him to be
Right.
the co-host of my show, right? Because he would be able to
Mhm.
target that community while I target this community, because it's hard to target both communities, being my skin complexion, because they look at me like, oh, you don't know about our life. You're a white dude. You don't know what it's like in the black neighborhood. When I do, but they don't see it. Now, he told me growing up as a child, when he talked about depression, his parents would look at him, what do you got to be depressed about? You don't got to pay rent. You don't got to pay bills. You ain't got to put a roof over the head or put food in the mouth. That's what they would say. But the thing is
True.
that, and I asked, you don't know what's going on at school. You don't know what's going on outside of the house. Being bullied, I couldn't go home and tell my mom. She just tell me to toughen up. That's kind of
Mhm.
hard when you don't have the male figure, because I come from a single family household, just like a lot of us do. Okay, so we don't have that male figure to teach us how to be a man and man up. If Can you relate to that?
I can.
Okay.
I really can. Because like I said, I've been bullied now. I mean, it got worse during my junior high / middle school days, but I was bullied throughout my time in elementary school, from then all the way through junior high, middle school. The bullying didn't stop for me until I became a freshman in high school. But then again,
Okay.
I had to unleash what made me me during that time. When they saw
Okay.
when they saw when they saw that maybe this guy isn't so bad after all. Freshman year, no problem. Sophomore year, no problem. Junior, no problem. Senior, practically the big man on campus.
But so my thing is we have a lot of relations in life, and people don't see, like, they don't realize that there's, because I was bullied elementary school, middle school, even high school. Okay. No, chat didn't freeze, Marina. I was bullied all through school.
Hang on a second. What do you need? Give me a few minutes. My better half.
You can't see me.
All right, Mrs. John Cena. Hey, you said the words. I didn't. Yeah, she said the words. Only thing she did.
Funny.
Only thing she didn't do was this little hand motion. Oh my gosh! Straight up though, I said I call out my other half. I love this woman to death. She makes me better. She makes me better. Makes me want to be better than what I every day that I was the day before.
That's good. That's what's called teamwork.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, within the sound of my voice, if you have a good man, you have a good woman, you have a good support system. Stick close to them.
And if you're in a toxic relationship, get far away.
Oh no, it's not gonna work. Toxicity in relationships, whether it's a friendship, romantic relationship, it does not work at all.
Even family. Even family.
You're right. I I'll, let me get my thought out. I had been in a couple of relationships I would consider toxic, but the way I would refer to those relationships is a couple of Boys to Men songs. This one in particular described this one relationship to a T. So perfect, I wish I had wrote it. Song says, the first thing I did wrong was hook up with a girl who wasn't grown. She looked like a woman, but her mind worked like a child. It was her girlish qualities that made me smile. Now, her outside didn't show me what was in it. And our ending didn't look like it began. And now I know, and it's for sure, that you can't change a girl to a woman.
I remember that song.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Boys to Men fan. Yeah, I remember that show.
There we go.
That song. Oh yeah, I used to sing back in the day before this deep voice hit. I used to sing, and I used to sing Boys to Men all the time. That's how I got a lot of my girlfriends in my younger days.
You probably still could from with that bass or that baritone.
Yes, I used to be. What was it? So I used to be. So when the song by Celine Dion, the song based off the movie Titanic, my heart will go on.
That's the song.
I used to be able to hit every single note in that song. Now you hear me
Wow.
talk, I can't hit those notes at all. Probably, if I trained my voice, I could probably do the song by Louis Armstrong, "What a Wonderful World." If I trained my
I,
voice, I could probably do that song.
Eddie, I closed my
Yeah.
karaoke session on Tuesday at our local recovery outreach community center. I run the karaoke on that night for that group. I close that with that song every week, and I dilly dally between me and Louis. So the song would start off like, I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Look at
Then I
one.
would switch. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. The bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
That is amazing. That
It
is
works for me.
amazing.
That
That's
when
amazing.
you talk about training your voice. Well, I had to really train my voice to do that, just to even come close to mimicking Louis.
See,
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate
that's
that.
yeah, Mike. So that I will tell you this, okay? I will tell you this. This is the reason why getting help, right? And getting your mind right by dealing with the issues you're dealing with, and then meeting a woman. You getting help, because if you don't love yourself, you don't care for yourself, you can't love and care for anybody else. Okay. Yeah, Ernest. You did. Yeah,
It's
you
about
pulled that off,
you're
bro.
right. You're right. You're right.
If you
Getting help for yourself, and I mean, putting believe it or not, before you put anybody else in your space in your life, you got to take care of yourself first. You got to take care of yourself first. I mean, because
so
a lot of people may look back and say, mental health, da 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 da. Some people, I got news for you. This is not a joke. We've there are people there have been people who have unalived themselves just on anxiety alone.
yep, this is this is the reason why I started this channel. It's a place of safety where you can come and talk, okay, and people will communicate back to you. People will respond to
Hmm.
you. You know what I'm saying? This is a place where if you're struggling, people will listen to you. People will respond to what you have to say.
That's the point.
Okay. I created Patreon. All right. I have a Patreon that once I get the right amount of people in there, that I'm going to go live on Patreon. I have one person right now. My goal is to get 20 people in my community onto Patreon so I can start talking about certain subjects, because there's subjects I want to talk about that I can't talk about on this platform. There's a lot of things that deals with mental health, but I can't talk about because it's very sensitive. It's sensitive things I want to talk about, and I would get shut down real quick talking about it. And it's things that I've went through and things I've experienced and things that I have witnessed. So that's the reason why I created it. And those of you that are viewing the channel and watching it, it's in the descriptions below. So, but Ernest, thank
Yeah,
you for camming up.
of course.
Don't hang up. Don't hang up before I end the stream because I'm gonna talk to you afterwards. Okay.
All right.
Just let everybody know Brittany's getting ready to go live shortly. And Ernest, I loved having you up. I actually,
It was an honor.
your company is amazing. You know what I'm saying? I can hear the passion in everything you talk about. You know, your soul comes out when you talk about things that are very important to you. You can hear it.
I appreciate
So,
that. Appreciate all the love, and I'm gonna tell everybody else like I normally do on my own channel. I love you guys. Take it, spread it all around. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be good and kind to others. That way, whether it's here on All Things Serious, Bethesda's Might Reloaded, allegedly with Brittany J, wherever, I can see you all next time.
all things serious.